good buddies? What's up and welcome into the Good Buddies Anime Review. I am your good buddy Roger.
And I am your good buddy Brandon.
And this week we put all the cards on the table.
It's all on the line, man.
We throwing them chips in.
The stakes are high. The chips are stacked higher.
And you might lose a fingernail. I don't know.
Oh no. We're talking about...
Yeah, go ahead, dude.
We're talking about KAKEGURUI.
KAKEGURUI. I say KAKEGURUI. I'm going to say it the whole time that way.
I know you are.
That's how I always just say it.
I know you are, and as long as you know it's wrong, that's fine.
I don't know that it's wrong, and I don't care.
You're missing the whole syllable.
I don't know that it's wrong, and I don't care.
Well, we're gonna talk about this gambling anime, this high risk, high reward, just madness that's happening in this show. But before we do, Roger, if we talk about this show and we give it a review of a recommendation, and we tell our good buddies whether or not we think they should check it out, if it was Boo Boo Skunk Garbage, what would you say about that?
I say it's an anime, maybe not.
What if it wasn't great, but it wasn't the worst?
Anime.
What if it was average, it was fine?
Anime, maybe.
What if it's actually pretty good, though? It's actually quite nice.
Hey, that's an anime, most definitely.
But if it was amazing, Roger, if it was just so good,
if it was so good, dude, it'd be animazing.
it would indeed be. And the way we're gonna get there is we're gonna give you a final score out of 10 stars, 5 categories, 2 stars each. That is how math works. And those categories are Roger, the first.
The story and setting,
Second,
characters and development,
trois,
the art and animation,
cuatro.
the soundtrack,
And finally, the 5th category, that Good Buddies Wriggle Room, that je ne sais quoi. So let's get on into it, big boy. We're gonna be talking about KAKEGURUI.
Yeah.
How do you say it?
KAKEGURUI.
All right. You want a quick pitch?
Yeah, I think I can do the quick pitch.
You got it? Okay, take it.
Yeah, I think unless you already have one written down.
I do have one written.
Okay.
Do you want me to take it?
You take it, dude.
Okay. We'll cut all this out in post. No,
We will not. It'll be there.
You know we're not going to edit anything out. What are we, some kind of, good people? Here's a quick pick. This KAKEGURUI is an anime, a gambling anime taking place at Hyakkou Private Academy. Students are encouraged to gamble, risking money, status, and sometimes their very lives on games of chance. Those who donate enough to the student council live lives of privilege, while those who lose their games and money are reduced to house pet status. Boys are Fidos, girls are Mittens. They cats and dogs. But they are, as house pets, they are treated as straight up animals. They are ridiculed. They are less than human. Now, enter Yumiko Jabame, a second-year transfer student who gambles not for money or means, but for the pure thrill. And she also happens to be unreasonably good at it. That's a quick pitch.
Yeah.
I'm trying to, not get too spoiler with it until we get toward the end of this review.
For sure.
It's a weird one.
It is a tournament anime.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, it is Yu Yu Hakusho with gambling.
Sure.
That's what we got.
Sure.
And it's
except there's no actual tournament. She's just blazing through people.
It's fucking wild. And,
it's very wild.
And people are gonna be gambling. They're gonna be losing big amounts, no matter what it is. It could be a part of them. It could be part of their soul. It could be a large sum of money. And the winners are gonna be groping themselves the whole goddamn time.
It's a very horny show.
It sure is.
Now let me ask you this. Let's get this right off the bat, Roger. I watched the sub.
Okay. I watched the dub.
You watched the dub. Okay. So we might have some differences in how we feel about stuff. We'll find out how it goes.
Okay.
Let me ask you this. Very often through this show in the sub, my girl Yumiko, she would say she would be getting into the throes of passion with this gambling and the stakes and whatnot, and she would say, "Let's get our gambling freak on," over and over again. Do you remember there being a line she repeated a lot?
Not off the top of my head.
No.
But I mean, the dialogue on here is really hit and miss.
There was something. I watched one scene in the dub just to see what it was about, and she says something like, "Show me how you risk it all," or something like that.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah. So I don't know. It's weird.
Show me how you risk it for the biscuit.
It's gotta risk it for that biscuit, baby.
You gotta get real risky
And
for the biscuit.
sometimes you gotta butter that biscuit. Biscuits do in fact get buttered. All right.
Oh God.
Let's continue. So let's go on to it. Let's talk about the story and setting. It takes place pretty much entirely in this school, this private academy.
The Hyoku Private Academy.
Which we only see these older students, but it is mentioned that it, I believe at one point they say something about it also encompassing a middle school. There is one character who looks very young, but they don't actually tell you what the deal with that is.
Yeah, and the school is for, influential people's children.
Yes, very much so.
It's very prestigious. It's like a fucking fraternity or a sorority.
But it's the whole school.
And like they got you doing that goofy ass shit that they'll have you in a fraternity or
like hazing and shit.
Yeah, they got you in that goofy ass shit.
But see, that's the thing. In those ones, in like hazing for a fraternity and stuff, it's like, do this dumb shit to show that you're loyal to the group or whatever, that you're part of us or whatever. In this one, it is a punishment. It's all about your status. It is not. It has nothing to do with what year you are, how rich you are, or any of that. It's just you have lost. You are a garbage person. We're gonna treat you like absolute shit. This is a school and a program that is packed full of fucking sociopaths.
Yep.
To the brim, baby. It's a show about bad people doing bad things.
Really, what I'm getting at with the the sorority and fraternity or whatever is that going to this school is very much like
it's a status thing.
Yeah, it's like being in one of those.
Everyone here is like either a
like if you went there and you did well there and people liked you there, then they're gonna help you out for the rest of your goddamn life.
But moreover, they're already like pretty well set off because they're all like sons and daughters of diplomats and business owners, CEOs. Fucking Stephanie McMahon's in the background.
Yeah,
she's in there. Shane's
there.
The
Illuminati is flipping cards.
They are indeed. These are the people who are absolutely going to end up running the world, and you get to watch them be fucking weirdos.
Oh,
that's it. Yeah. I said I put here for the story saying the school is as large and imposing as large and imposing as the egos within it. Everyone gambles all the time. The student council oversees and manipulates the status of students when they see fit. Most episodes boil down to a fairly standard formula. There's some kind of conflict with Yumiko and somebody. She goes into usually student council members is who we end up seeing her go up against. And there's some introduction. If you like watching people explain this weird game that doesn't really exist or some variation on a game, then that's going to happen. And it usually ends with Yumiko overcoming the opposition. If I have to tell you the good guy wins, if that's a spoiler, come on. But despite the opposition's trickery and cheating, there is a decent amount of cheating that happens in here, and there's kind of like a case closed mystery aspect of like trying to figure out the trick.
Yeah.
But they also like never give you all the information, so you're not gonna figure out any of the tricks. You're just gonna watch it and go for the ride, and then Yumiko's gonna tell you what happened.
I will say this is a very minor thing. I have started the second season, and they did get better about that.
They got better about that.
Yes, they got
all right,
better
I'm horny for that one. As opposed to this show, which did not make me horny, oddly enough. There's so much.
How did it not?
It's so wet and wild, and the whole time I was like, I got no boner, huh? You couldn't even do that for me, KAKEGURI.
It's probably the faces.
The faces were weird. We'll get to that. You got anything else to say about the story and setting, big boy?
No, I think you nailed it, dude.
All right, let's talk about the character development. Are we going to go over every character?
No, we're not going to go over every character.
I feel like we got a big three, and then we can do like a little bit on the student council, yeah?
Yeah, big three and then Runa.
All right, so, wow. Let's start with Yumiko.
Okay.
Go ahead.
She is a transfer student, second year.
Mm-hmm.
She is very attractive.
Beautiful and clever, I wrote down.
Yeah, people are drawn to her, and my freaking God, she is nuts.
Yeah.
Full-blown freaking nuts.
Oh yeah,
and
she's not the nuttiest squirrel turd in this show, but she is crazy as hell.
The nuttiest squirrel turd. She's nuttier than squirrel shit. But she's a compulsive gambler.
Indeed,
and, like that's the name of the show, and she is fucking good at it.
And that's the thing is
she's a whiz when it comes to it.
Not only is she a whiz, not only is she a compulsive gambler, she appears to derive sexual satisfaction from these games. Not even winning the games, just the risk of it.
Yeah.
Putting your life, your soul, your money, everything on the line. That gets her so hot. And you will see
she's squeezing them titties like crazy, dude.
You will see titty squeezes, you will see hands between squirts, and you will see an awful lot of those little water drop emojis flying around.
There's one girl in particular.
Oh my god.
She is so much, dude.
This show's wet and wild.
She is so fucking much.
But now, if that sounds too crazy for you, let me give you our everyman, our way into this story with Ryota Suzui. This is, first thing I wrote down, a real milquetoast motherfucker. He's good grades, bad gambler. He's often, I wrote down, you see him clutching his pearls when things get risky and risque.
I do declare.
I do. Oh my goodness, I cannot believe what I am seeing here. That's basically him. But like, he is, like, honestly,
You question why he's even at this school.
I find him to be annoyingly submissive.
It's
Like it was honestly, he's supposed to be your gateway into this. He's your surrogate, audience surrogate, like, because he's the one who's like relatively normal. I couldn't relate to him because he has no spine at all.
Dude, also he feels a lot of time he feels like the most important character of all time.
Yeah, really. He's like just there. He's literally.
He's a shadow. He's Yumiko's shadow.
He is quite literally a part of the audience. He's just watching it happen until there's a couple bits where he actually does something.
Yumiko does have some sort of
Yes.
she's drawn to him in some way.
Yeah. They're fast friends.
Yeah.
And
maybe it is just because Ryota's just a nice guy.
Maybe he is a very nice boy.
And it kind of counters out that squirrel shit, you know?
I would agree with that. Do you want to talk about Mary Saotome?
Yeah, I think she's the next most important one.
Tell me about her.
She is Yumiko's first adversary.
Pretty much becomes her rival.
Yeah.
Pretty quick.
And she is, I don't know what the word I would use for her is. Maniacal
and dominating, I would say.
A megalomaniac?
Perhaps.
She is very controlling.
Which is not saying enough.
It really is.
It's not saying much when you look at the rest of this cast.
That's true. She's extremely controlling. She's extremely manipulative.
Furthermore, she's basically our boy's master because she like buys him.
Yeah.
He's in so much debt.
That's how she kind of first meets him. I won't spoil that.
Yeah.
I almost spoiled something there.
It's fine.
So very quickly though, after I will say that obviously Yumiko overcomes her in one way or another. She is the Vegeta. She becomes the ally later on.
Eventually.
Yeah.
There's a tenuous friendship, but not after some really hard times on her part. She goes through some shit.
Yeah, but she is once again another excellent gambler. If Yumiko is S rank, Mary is probably A+. She's just right under her. So she's another really great character, but she's the initial antagonist into the friend.
Yes, very much so. Without going, do you want to talk about anyone else in specific, or do you want to just like run through a bit of the student council?
We'll just mention the student council, and maybe we'll talk about some of our favorite ones.
I wrote down a thing. I said no big details here. Mostly they embody these different tropes. There is one who's a very traditional Japanese. There's one who's an actual psychotic carrying around a revolver and has an eye patch and creams at the thought of death.
Literally creams. She's gonna be creaming in the show. You will see cream.
You will see cream. There's the lollybait one who plays video games and sucks on a lollipop.
Yeah, she's the best.
There's
Runa.
Wow.
She's got one of those dog suits.
Yeah.
It's like a sucker
hoodie
for those costumes.
It's like one of those hoodies that like looks like an animal or something.
Yeah, I look at it, I'm like, that character is so fucking adorable, but boy is she fucking nuts.
They're all psychos is the problem.
All psychos.
There's a dude whose power is dude. He's the only dude. There is the student council president who not only is a incredibly competent gambler, or so we are told. We don't really see much from her until toward the end. But she appears to be like maybe the only one who could really give Yumiko a challenge for some of this. And then there's also a couple other characters who are just kind of in there. One in particular who you get nothing from until the end, and we won't spoil anything, but it's just this creepy character who is standing there in like a mask.
Yeah.
Just always in there. She's like the vice president, I think. But yeah, don't want to tell too much more about that. I will say that we see all of these characters and a few others just fighting and scraping and doing all this gambling, but development-wise, there's not a whole lot. Like a couple of characters, you get some backstory on them, and you get some pretty good stuff there. But like Yumiko, for example, is always just crazy and loves gambling, and she's horny.
Yep.
And Ryota is a nice man, a nice boy, but his main quality is just being a jellyfish. He's got no spine.
This anime is not about giving you like a really great story. It is about the visuals. It is about the gambling.
It is about the thrill.
It is about how fucking crazy they can push this show.
Yes,
they do a pretty good job at that.
They do push it, and it just feels like it's all thrill and spectacle. A lot of sizzle, not that much steak. They brought out your fajitas, and man, it sounded good. It was all the way to the table, and then you looked at it, it was like, it's a couple onions.
Hey, man. That's what I'm talking about.
That's the onions. You like the onions.
I do like them onions.
Yeah,
I've been known to get just straight veggie fajitas. It's good. It's
nothing
good.
wrong with that. Tasty.
Okay. You want to go into the art and animation?
Let's talk about the art and animation. Art and animation, I didn't write a whole lot here. I would only say it's really clean, pleasant to look at. At times, I found the backgrounds a bit plain to the point that they just weren't there, which I guess is all you can ask from a background. Meh. I will say that, like, overall, it's very serviceable. It's quite good at points. There are some points where it is truly, like, really wild what's happening, and just looking at it looks really
There
great.
are a lot of scenes where they really go over the top with the animation. I quite like the animation.
Yeah.
It's
I thought the animation was fine.
It's, I know that you haven't played any of the games, but if you are a fan of the Persona games, then you're probably going to like the way this show, you're probably going to click to this show like I did.
Sure.
Because it has a very Persona or Catherine feel, especially
Just you mentioning
Catherine.
that, yeah, the clips I've seen of that, I do see the resemblance a little bit. The movements and whatnot.
It's fucking uncanny. It's like maybe they took direct inspiration.
This is a Square.
Is it?
Yeah, this is Square.
Okay.
This is Square anime, so that makes sense.
Well, they don't do Persona though.
They don't, but it seems like
That's
some
Atlas.
bullshit they would. It seems like some bullshit they would, cop to.
Yeah, maybe.
I
mean, it definitely has that RPG, over the top anime clean feel, but Persona, especially Catherine, gets in with these freaking animations on faces and stuff, and my god, this show fucking nails it.
Yeah, I was gonna say the animations for the face stuff. It's kind of uncanny because sometimes they'll go from being like, oh, this is a very cute girl, to okay, she looks a little psychotic, to she is like, it's doing like the below, like you're looking at her face from below and she's like looking down on you and it's terrifying.
Yeah,
this thing borders on body horror at times.
Yeah,
like the bulging of the eyes and the curls of the mouth. Homegirl in the first episode. Our homegirl Mary, she's doing like a straight up Grinch curl on her lips. It's creepy.
It's weird looking.
It is at times very
quite
creepy.
like it.
Yeah,
it might be one of my favorite parts about the whole show.
I was fine with it. Honestly, some of that kind of threw me off to the point that I wasn't like super duper into it. I'm not gonna lie.
I think that's what I look forward to, especially in this new season.
Sure,
they start hitting it even harder.
Sure.
So I guess we just differ in that way. Like I look forward to it. I like seeing. But I'm very much GTO. Like, I love GTO, and I love me them faces.
Those wild faces.
I love when they do shit like that. So it just sticks to me.
That was like half of Asobi Asobase for you.
Yeah.
Was the crazy faces.
Crazy faces.
It was good
They'll
stuff.
fucking get me every time.
This one, it was less, I mean, for those, like, I guess for me, like those ones, I'm with that whole thing in like a comedy thing. In this one, it was more dramatic and more creepy, and it kind of freaked me out a little bit at times, which I guess is what makes sense. Is what they were going for, maybe. But I don't know. It just hit me.
And
wrong.
I mean, they get really expressive with it, and then whenever it gets to those hot and steamy moments, they fucking lay it on thick. I mean, this shit is drawn out to where it's
gonna
like,
make you nut.
It's like I'm trying to think. Maybe. It's like hardcore fan service.
Okay.
Right below softcore hentai, we got hardcore fan service. That's where this is.
I'm not gonna lie. The whole time I was watching this, I was like, if I watch a stream of liquid go down one of these girls' legs, I'm gonna turn it off. And you know what? It almost happened, and then it was way worse than I thought it would be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. This is also, I guess I could say this in Genesis Qual, but it's on my mind right now, so I want to get it out there. Last week, I talked to you about this. Last week when we were talking about, or the week before, whenever we talked about Boogie Pop. We talked about the opening sequence or whatever, where Miyashita kisses Miyashita.
And like how that's what you don't want your mom walking in on.
Yeah, or just a friend that doesn't watch anime.
You don't want anyone to see you watching that.
That's what anime is.
Yes.
They come in and see this. It is the embodiment of that.
It's the whole show. The whole show is
You are not safe for anybody that doesn't know what the fuck you're watching to walk in at any point.
Not one fucking frame.
Yeah. They will be quiet, their face will drop, and they will turn their ass around and they'll walk away. And you will be ungodly
This is
embarrassing.
one of those, you're watching it in your room, just like, oh, maybe I'll see what this anime is about on Netflix. And then dad walks in, hey, son, how's it? What the fuck?
Yeah.
And just close the door and step out backwards.
Where did I go wrong?
Oh, no. What have I done? My beautiful boy.
Dude,
what have I done?
You want to talk about the soundtrack?
Let's talk about the soundtrack. I like the opening.
Yeah.
The opening was pretty
thought it
fun.
was
It's nice,
okay.
nice little jazzy
Yeah,
tune.
it's jazzy.
Real jazzy.
They
It's,
do lots of jazzy stuff in there too, and then it's like it'll go from jazzy like when they're gambling, and then as it gets more intense, the horror sounds start coming out.
Yeah.
But it's not really all that impressive.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
Yeah. The music was fine.
Some of it is kind of cliche.
Yeah.
It's almost cliche, like well, I mean, of course that's what you're going to use there.
Yeah. Like overall, I really did enjoy the intro. The outro was even pretty good. The music of it, visually, there's like basically almost nothing happening except it's like I wrote down here. The opening is a fun little jazzy tune with some beautiful, albeit horny visuals. The ending is decent as well, although very sparse. And again, a lot of focus on the sex appeal. During the show, it's fine.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, it was kind of like you said, it was very like obvious. But yeah, I don't know. Overall,
it's not bad, but it's just good.
Oh
It's
yeah,
like,
overall there just wasn't a lot there.
it's run of the mill, very middle good.
Yeah, I would agree. Anything else to say about that one?
Nope.
All right, well, let's move on to the je ne sais
All right, Brandon, let me ask you this. Who could you recommend this to?
quoi. Fucking, I don't even know, man. I have quite a bit written down.
This is actually quite a popular anime on Netflix, by the way.
Yeah, I know. I've got a lot written down. Do you want to go first, and then I'll just ramble it off?
Yeah, I'll go first.
Okay, tell me about the je ne sais quoi, bud.
If I were to recommend this to somebody, it would have to be somebody definitely over the age of where they're mature enough to see something like this. Like if they can watch hentai, they can watch this.
Okay.
I guess what I'm getting at, 17 plus is a pretty good rating
I was gonna
for
say.
this one. It is fucking wild.
It is wet and wild.
It gets fucking tense. You don't know what's gonna happen. It didn't strike my anxiety too bad or anything, but I could see it messing with somebody's. Because there are moments where you're like,
It gets pretty tense. But see, that's the thing. Even then, those moments of tension, they feel kind of hollow. Because,
Yeah.
like, there's bits where, like...
And this could be, too, because I started the second season. I
Sure.
didn't watch all the way through the first one again. I started watching the second one after I watched the
Yeah, I just
first
watched
couple.
the first one this week.
And the second one is noticeably, I think, better.
Yeah. Do you feel like the stakes are actually higher?
Yes.
Because that was the thing for me in this one, that, like, they're
Right
gambling...
out the gate, dude, they're gambling for a finger.
Okay. See, in this one, in season 1, they're like, there's all this money. There are times when, like, your life is on the line, and I won't get into what that entails. There's bits where, particularly, like, early on, like, I think episode 2, there's a girl who Yumiko's going up against, and she's like, oh, you don't have any more money. What if I took your fingernails?
Yeah.
That's her thing. She wants you to rip off your fingernails.
And she's got them... okay, I won't spoil
Yeah,
it.
you got them French tips, like them long nails,
Oh,
and
yeah.
they are real, and she gonna pull them off. So the thing is, like, this stuff happens. You are told this is gonna happen if she loses, but you know she's not gonna lose. And like for so much of it, it feels like this artificial risk.
Yeah, I'll give it the benefit of the doubt. That
There are moments where stuff happens.
Yeah.
And I will say this right now, there's like one that I can remember pretty gory scene.
Yeah, I don't know that it's sometimes. I think it's more like worrisome for some of the other characters
Sure.
because they do multiplayer games sometimes.
Right.
And even though you might not like that character, it's still like, oh, they're about to get fucking annihilated.
Yeah. It's bad.
But I will give them the benefit of the doubt. I do think our main character is not untouchable.
Yeah,
And
for the most part.
I think as it grows farther, there's more of a chance you start getting more of a feeling that she has a chance to lose. But maybe there's somebody else like Mary on the table or somebody like that could win.
That's the thing. So for me, it's like I usually don't go for gore, but like looking at this show, like there's all these characters and most of them are female and they're all so damn cute, and it's like damn well that they're gonna stay cute. So like if they had shown like this character who's so cute and so pretty losing a game and then like getting her nose cut or something, I would have been like, okay, stakes. Okay, I feel you. I'm in. But it never did that, really.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It just felt...
It ups it in the second season,
It ups
so far
it,
from
yeah.
what I've seen.
It ups it, like, kind of late in the first one, but still never to a degree that I was like, this is real, you know?
Yeah. Well, I don't think I ever, thought to myself, oh, this is fucking real.
Yeah,
I thought to myself, I'm about to see something, they're about to draw something really disgusting and flash it in front of me.
Yeah.
So.
And I don't even remember that happening, really, in the first one.
There were a couple of moments.
There's, like, a moment I can recall. So for mine, like I said, I wrote down a lot of shit. Some of this I've already talked about. I'm just going to read this thing. Ultimately, it's a show about bad people doing bad things. Nearly every character is a sociopath and does their best to torture those beneath their level while simultaneously stepping on their heads to elevate themselves. Our in to the show, our guy, who we are, our audience surrogate, is Ryota, and he's just so passive and spineless, it's difficult for me to relate to him at times. And if you try to get into it for the gambling, honestly, it's kind of hard to.
I will say that some of the games do look like
some
they
of the
could
games
be
look
fun.
fun, but they're often very contrived and a little bit more than a little bit confusing. And while there can be, as we already said, some fun mystery element to it to figure out how someone's cheating, you'll never really be able to guess it because the show never gives you enough information to do so. But for me, furthermore, and the most damning thing for me personally, and Roger, I'm prepared to fight you about this. It is very difficult for me to watch this and not think that I'm watching the creators like Spank Bank Fantasy. Like, and I'm not, let me clarify right now, there's nothing wrong with having a fetish, that's fine, but when everything that's being thrown in my face is this person being dominated, being used as a literal human footstool, licking someone's feet, this person touching themselves while they have a gun to their head, when there's like, even in the intro, there is a, albeit minor, but there's like a vor reference, like I'm gonna eat you.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, I can't quite see past the forest for all the cots and panty shots.
I won't fight you on it. I mean, I see where you're coming from.
Yeah.
It doesn't bother me as much.
I know it doesn't bother you, but like here's the simile I would make. So Roger, my good buddy Roger, my beautiful boy, if he's playing a video game and the player character looks like a real person, a real actor or something.
It's true. I'm fucking weird about it.
That bums you out.
Yep.
You can't look past that. And I find it hard to watch this show and not think the whole time, man, this person gets off on people stepping on him. And not that there's anything wrong with that necessarily, but like I can't see past that when I'm watching this show.
It's one of those things maybe you're like, did I need to know that?
Yeah, it's just very fetishistic. And like, again, not that that's necessarily bad. If that's
no,
what the show about, go
bad.
for it.
Like people do weird shit and they like weird shit, and that's okay.
Baby.
As long as it isn't harming anybody.
Hey baby, kick me in the balls, I'm fine.
As long as you can't go to fucking jail for it.
Yeah. But like it was just something that it's so abundant.
Did you just
and
say kick me in the balls? I'm fine.
Yeah, bring it. Maybe I'm into that. But
I give it a go.
I'll try anything once, twice if I like it. But for me, it's just like it's just so constant and so ever present. Like the domination and the submissive aspect of it, that it just kind of, I'm not gonna say it weirded me out. I just the whole time was like there's literally a part.
Well, and it's not. Go ahead.
There's literally a part where, without spoiling anything, someone reveals to an entire group of people who are completely enamored with them that she hates them, that she hates these people. And the whole time this has happened, I'm like, no, I know this show. They're gonna love that. They're gonna fucking love that. They want to be below you. And lo and behold, they fucking loved it.
Yeah, they still love her for it.
They still love it. And I'm like, yeah.
And they're fucking creepy, too.
And they love it. And I'm like, hey, baby, that's you, do you. But the whole show.
Yeah.
It was just really hard for me to...
And not to mention, dude, like, you're getting people, like, crushed on and stuff.
Yes.
All the while, these girls are fucking moaning and groping themselves.
Yes.
It's strange, dude. It's strange.
There's
no way to get around how fucking strange this anime is.
Yeah, that was the thing for me. It was just I couldn't see the forest for the trees. I couldn't see the story for the unnecessary panty shots and men being stepped on. Which like and women being stepped on, and everyone's getting stepped on, and I'm just like, it didn't make my pee-pee hard.
It didn't make my wee-wee hard.
It did make my pee-pee hard. It's like, you couldn't even make my pee-pee hard.
Oh, god damn it.
And I didn't get one boner.
I'm not sure that I got a boner in this one either. And that's hard to do. But this show overall is it's just strange.
It is wet. It is literally wet and wild. I will say one more thing here. if any of this sounds like it's gonna bum you out, I'm gonna throw down the trigger warnings. If you don't want to see people talk about and insinuate and almost get raped, if you don't want to hear about suicide
there was a reason
talk,
last week when I was like, I don't know that Brandon is gonna like this.
If you don't want to hear people talk about and insinuate suicide, again, one particularly gory scene toward the end, and even like very brief, blink and you miss it, there's implied necrophilia at one point. Jesus. If any of that...
See, that's not okay. You can go to jail for that.
On top of all the, like, unnecessary tit and panty shots, if any of that seems like it might bum you out, you go and avoid this and go.
Yeah.
But, I think that's all I had to say about it.
Just don't go into this one even expecting, like unnecessary tit and panty shots.
Listen,
I mean, it's just loaded in them.
It is. There's quite a few points where I was like, do I need to be looking at all these schoolgirl butts? But fine. But yeah, man, I like I said before,
it's fucking yikes the anime.
There's a lot of yikes. There is a lot, and I say again, a lot to enjoy here, but there's quite a bit that's just, I'm not going to say too much because I've seen more and I've seen it done better, quite frankly. But there's a lot to take in.
Yeah.
But yeah, I feel like there's a lot of flash. There's a lot of cool animation. There's a lot of fascinating story. Just
yikes.
There's just not that much depth to it at all.
There isn't. It is very hollow.
Yeah, it is.
You
shallow.
are in the description we gave you is what you're in for.
This is one where
they're in a school that's built around gambling, and they fucking gamble, and they get off to it.
This is one where, like, you see me in the river, and I'm up to my waist, and I'm like, it's not that deep.
Yeah.
But let's move on to the scores, baby boy. How did you feel about the story and setting?
I gave it a 1.
I went 1.5. I do like the prospect of it. I just don't know if it was executed all that great. How do you feel about the characters in development?
I gave it a 1.
I went 1. How about the art and animation?
I gave it the full 2 on that.
1.5.
I liked it.
I went 1.5 on that one. How do you feel about the other thing?
Soundtrack?
Yes,
I gave it a 1.
Music soundtrack, I cut it down, man. I really like that opening. I went half point.
Okay, I gave it a 1.
And how about the Je ne sais quoi?
I gave it a 1.
Straight up 0.5 for me. Can't deny it.
Okay.
It was, I don't know.
So our score should be pretty close together. Mine is a 6.
2, wait, hang on. 3, 4, 5. I got a 5.
5. So we both gave it an anime maybe. I'm slightly above you.
Yeah.
Which I think is kind of, I at least would have expected with this one.
And I was, you know what? Perfectly average overall.
Yeah. Made it through, dude. You fucking trucked on a very weird show.
Yeah, I'm not, I mean, again, like, I'm not gonna lie. Those last few episodes, they did have me going. I was like, I legitimately wanted to know where it was going.
I really do think that you might like season 2 more.
Yeah,
I'm already more into season 2.
And I feel like we're gonna talk about that one pretty soon.
Yes,
but
we actually are shifting forward. I think we said that we were gonna do the season 2 of Netflix animes coming up, but they're going ahead one more week because next week.
You know what's just finishing up? This coming Thursday. We record these on Fridays. Supposed to be final episode for this one on Thursday. My personal favorite.
Sarah's on my baby.
Sarah's on my. Oh.
Boxes, sachets.
Oh, I'm so excited.
Utterly.
We're gonna talk about.
Sexy.
We're gonna talk about what we watched in the ramble. So you're gonna hear us talk about the newest episodes of that one. But holy moly, it's my favorite show this season, no doubt.
And that is the sub, of course, that's finishing up. Mm-hmm. The dub is quite a bit behind it, like 5 episodes behind. Mm-hmm. However, that dub is very good.
The dub's good. The dub is good, so, and I tell you, watching the sub and then rewatching it over the dub is a really fun way to rewatch it, and you get a lot out of it. In fact, I'm not gonna say you need to, but if you do watch like from the beginning on the sub, you're gonna have a good time. Just catching things you didn't catch before.
You definitely should. This is one either way you go, you should check out and then tune into the review as we talk about it next week because it is a very interesting anime. It's very good.
Yeah.
And it is also I know I just called Kakegurui strange, but this one is also strange.
This one's freaky deaky,
like
baby.
A good strange.
I like it a lot.
But yeah, I'm excited about Sarazanma next week. We'll see you then, good buddies.
We want to
Brandon,
give.
do you want to give the shout outs real quick?
Yeah, let's give a quick shout out to our good buddy Haas. If you're watching this on YouTube, he's doing this outro music for us. The buddy's good. That's Thomas Tastes Better on Instagram. Our good buddy Haas. Beyond that, of course, give us a like, subscribe. If you're listening to the podcast, you're going to hear it all. But otherwise, check out Rapid Cake Media for.
You want to talk to us? The best place is leaving us a comment below.
Yeah,
because we love talking to people in the damn comments.
No kidding. And beyond that, you know, subscribe, ring that bell, hit that bell, swing, ding your dong.
Yep.
Etc.
Ding and
etc.
dongs.
And
Take it easy, good buddies.
I love you.
Bye.
I love you more.
Goodbye.
I love you more than Rocky does.